I want to say this right away. Right away. And don't you dare save your stupid moonwalk comments.
Oh, boy. Beep, 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 beep.
I'm not.
Buster, I'm so sorry I
I'm not.
buried you.
Nope. I'm not backtracking one bit. Let me start with that.
You're looking real good. Why don't you back that take up?
Every single thing I said yesterday, I stand on. Grab a Q-tip, clean out your ears.
I'm good.
And hear what I said with emotion. And I know that it's the emotion that made you all think, oh my gosh, they trashed Buster Posey. You want to know what really got it going? Because I try to dial out when I get home. Got a text from Mom.
Ellen Willard.
Mom texts in the fourth quarter of the Warrior game.
I thought you liked Buster and Mark. I'm here at home trying to get better, and all I hear is you hating on Gerald. And I call him Gerald because I'm a mother? How could you, Mark?
What do you think she said?
She said...
In the form of a question, Alex. What do you think she said?
She said, where do you get off coming at Buster Posey like that, son? Did she son you?
No.
She said...
I don't have my phone. I'll read it to you.
She said, Mark, what is your major malfunction,
what
Private?
Is your problem?
What is your major malfunction, Private?
Oh, where is she? Mom.
Mark. She probably said, Mark, when did you start hating Buster Posey?
9:31 p.m.
A little late for Ellen.
Mom, are you going to get in trouble at work?
Ooh.
For your Posey comments on Instagram?
I love Ellen. I need to meet this woman. And your answer was...
First of all, Mom, the comments were not on Instagram.
But that's where she saw them. Because we shared it.
Yes, they were.
And it was a 60-second rant with a lot of nodding from your boy McMahon. Yes.
You were great. I thought you were great. No, Mom, I'm not going to get in trouble. I think we're okay here.
Actually, you might get a raise because viewership went up, listenership went up. People like it when you actually turn on Buster Posey, when you bury a legend. We all get paid.
I'm waiting for you to let everyone know you're being sarcastic.
I'm not being sarcastic at all. I'm waiting for you to double down on him. Like Stephen A. doubled down on Steve Kerr.
By the way, if people, they've been listening to you for years, but whenever the head starts to bob and you start to get, that's your...
that's a tell.
Well, that's the licking of the cupcake in Rounders.
Yeah.
Okay?
It was an Oreo, but go ahead.
Oreo, whatever. Sorry. That's the licking of the Oreo.
That's my tell.
That's when you know Dibs is not being serious.
I'm almost never serious. But this time I am.
True. Okay, this time.
This time I am, Mark. This time I'm serious.
I did not, even a little bit, quote unquote, trash Buster Posey. I didn't like what happened, but there's a very, very key factor that I know a lot of you got, because I got your comments too. A lot of you got it, a lot of you didn't. Because I know, same, we all are. It's funny that my mom sees it on Instagram. We get little snackable pieces, and off we go with, oh my gosh, 95.7 The Game hates Buster Posey. There has never been in my lifetime a classier sports figure in San Francisco than Buster Posey. Never. Not in my entire life. Period. End of story. I've gotten to interview him. He does a ton of work for pediatric cancer. I do a tiny bit, nowhere near as much as him. He has indirectly helped me with those efforts. Like, I could not be a bigger fan of Buster Posey. What he said was simply sharing his experience. What I didn't like is that he shared it publicly. How can you be mad at someone for saying, here's what I heard? You heard it. So for everyone who's been like, he's just sharing the truth, right. And you don't always share the whole truth because then it becomes a thing. And now you have other players and media members out and about going, yup, see? Confirmed San Francisco worst place on earth. And that's the problem. if you wanted to share this publicly, you do it, in my opinion, in such a way where you say, listen, yeah, we've dealt with this, and that's one of the reasons that I'm here, because I moved my family from middle of nowhere, Georgia, to raise them in San Francisco because this place is actually amazing and it's getting an unfair shake. If that had been the quote, I'd have run a damn lap again around the city of San Francisco, which I just did.
Yeah, you did.
A half hour ago. But that's
How'd
not
you survive it? How'd you make it through?
Dodging bullets the whole way. If that's what
Dealing
it happened,
drugs and dodging homeless.
but that's not what happened. What happened was he said, yeah, this is what we hear. So shrug, bummer. And maybe it's not fair, but perception's reality. So we're kind of screwed. That to me, opportunity missed. And so, yes, I have issues with what was shared publicly. I don't have any issues with the actual quote. Buster loves San Francisco. He moved back.
Kind of.
No, but you know what? We got to stop that too, because I also
that's a fact.
I got 4,000. You've never lived in the city, right? I've never lived in the city proper. I've worked here for years. I work multiple jobs here. I grew up on the peninsula. I live where I live now. That does not mean we don't get to have an opinion of our area.
You can have an opinion.
Because, oh, by the way, the people we're talking about will also not live in the city proper. That's
the fact
what we're
that he
talking
shared
about.
the opinion is the problem.
Yes.
In my view, and you're an executive and you're trying to woo people, and if this perception is out there and you believe that perception is a reality, then it's your job to change the perception, not to further the perception through your own opinion. That to me is damaging. And so, yes, you moved back here and you moved into the other side of the tunnel. I know where he lives. I won't give out his locality or his address, but he doesn't live in the city. And when he comes to the city, I'm sure he goes to the ballpark and he goes home. And so the idea of the city, and you mentioned it, the Young-Hoo Lee quotes talking about, excited to be a part of the Giants and all the rest of it. I'm sure he's never been to 99.9% of the city, and that's okay. But you don't need to, as Buster Posey, further this notion that's been put out there through whatever means about what's wrong with San Francisco. And that's what he did. What he said was damaging. And that, to me, is my grand takeaway.
I mean, the whole nation of baseball is talking about this now.
The whole nation is talking about it.
All you have to do, take Buster out of it. Forget Buster. Forget any opinion you've heard on 95.7 The Game. Forget what Andy Baggerly wrote in The Athletic. Forget all of it and ask yourself one question. The whole baseball nation talking about San Francisco's problems right now on December 15th in the middle of the hot stove is a good or a bad thing?
Right.
Your choice. What would you say? Good or bad?
Probably bad.
Thanks.
Probably bad.
Therefore.
So, I mean, what if you pick any other team right now in Major League Baseball, is any other team dealing with this?
No.
Is any other team dealing with any questions about the city?
No.
And LA and New York and Chicago? I mean, Chicago's got a far bigger problem with, murder. It's the highest per capita murder among Major League Baseball cities. And you've got, Houston and Dallas and the problems with their social issues, and you can go to any other city in Major League Baseball, and none of them are dealing with issues with their city, yet Buster Posey, because he's a legend, and because he spoke to this, he's put this in the middle of free agency.
Yeah. And
he did that.
And he should have and would have known that that's where it was going to go when you say that publicly for multiple reasons. A, Farhan dipped his toe in the water a year and a half ago and still hasn't gone away.
Right.
And two, you're Buster flipping Posey.
Right.
Good Lord, we want to hear what you have to say. I would argue that your presence back in the room in free agent conversations right now is maybe the most comforting thing for Giants fans of all.
Right.
You think that right now we're not thrilled that you're there alongside Farhan and Pete Patella? Who the hell do we want selling Giants baseball to whoever may come? You.
Yeah.
And that's what bummed me out and disappointed me. for one of the first public comments for him to make after sitting in free agent meetings is to come out and further Farhan's comments and get the whole country talking about this. Now I can guarantee you that every free agent's going to ask. Do you know how many free agents the Padres have signed in the last 3 years? I mean, go from Machado to Bogarts, and some of these were acquisitions, but Snell and Yu Darvish, and we could go on. It seems like they nail everyone. And I've never heard in their papers or in their press conferences, yes, Manny, thank you for accepting the $300,000. Your thoughts on all the homeless that are right outside? I haven't heard that before.
Right.
But it is. That's how it is in San Diego. I've lived there.
Yeah.
That's how it is. But so that's all. I don't know why we had to turn this into a national talking point, which puts what is obviously an issue center stage. That's the other thing. No one said yesterday, San Francisco is in an awesome spot right now. Yes, I said that I've never felt safer walking through the city as compared to when I've done it a lot, which is at different intervals in my career. I'll tell you this, over the last 5 years, I do. I feel safer today than I did 3 years ago, right in the middle of the pandemic, even when sometimes it was empty. Hell, there were coyotes running down the street.
Totally.
3 years ago. Now, that's my experience, and I understand that that's not all of yours. Different neighborhoods, different ethnicities. I get my privilege.
Yeah.
I totally get my privilege. I understand that. But what I'm telling you is, from someone who is and knows a lot of people who walk around and work in major cities all around the country, it's all the same. You're not walking down Broad Street in Philadelphia at 9:30 at night, bebopaloo. You're not doing it there either. But Bryce Harper's there and nobody's worried about it. So that's all. It just made a talking point. It firmed up something that, while there is some truth to it, it has also been embellished without question for an agenda that everybody understands.
Right. The agenda is that San Francisco is unsafe, and you could say who you want about who is putting that out there and making that so, but many people have picked up on it, and the death spiral of downtown San Francisco and the doom loop of the city. And all you have to do is walk outside our building here, 1 block from Union Square, and do it tonight after work. Instead of going straight back to the parking garage, go to Union Square, and you tell me how the city's doing 10 days away from Christmas. And you tell me how busy Union Square is and how full it is, and all the shops, the retail shops from Neiman Marcus to Macy's and all the rest of it. It's booming, and restaurants are busy, and half our staff right now is at the bar by our old building, and that place is packed.
Potentially more than half.
Other watering holes are packed, and the city is, it's not back to where it was 5 years ago, but it's trending in that direction. And that's why for Buster to say what he said becomes even more damaging, because honestly, Mark, he's got no idea. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Well,
and I'm going to say it, and you can hold.
No,
you can have your comment about Buster Posey. I'm going to say this because Buster doesn't live here. Buster doesn't come here. Buster doesn't work here. Buster doesn't traffic here, and he's never lived here. So what he's saying that he's hearing it from people who also aren't here. So you're just spreading a rumor that is untrue, and you're supposed to be better than that. You're a management guy now.